See if I got anybody out here for an hour and a half. See if anybody want to talk to the brother. I know people been out here probably enjoying their day. So we're gonna see if anybody come live. See who we working with. I'm on here for a moment. Go see what's up. See what we're working with. I know it's probably gonna be. I don't know if anybody gonna come through tonight. One of them things where I don't know. Let's see what we're dealing with. We're gonna see what we're dealing with. Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, depending on where you are. Depends on what you're doing. See how we're feeling. What's up? How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening? Just got on. Just got through doing a video. You'll see it. I co-signed with Charles Barkley about what he said about these coaches getting fired. I think it's a bit much. I think it's too many of them getting fired. So what's up? Thank you. You know, he made himself look bad. Pat Bev talking about, you ain't subscribed to my podcast. I'm like, Turkey, what the heck? What kind of crackhead pipe are you doing? Oh yeah, I had to lay in on him. You always ask me about role players. And he's like the last surviving one, if you must know. If you want to know, he's probably like the last surviving one. And now he can shoot a little three ball. Because that just happened after 20 years. And 15 teams later, he can shoot a three. Because it wasn't always the case. He used to be self-checked. Wasn't that long ago. 8 years ago, cats let him sit there and be self-checked. And Handy, oh yeah, Handy got much respect. So this is a big shock. You want to know the truth? Phil Handy getting let go almost in some cases trumps Darvin Ham, if you must know. What you mean by that? I don't look at Pat Bev as old school. Oh yeah, Handy was the truth, yo. That's a shock. But I got a feeling who been behind it though. I got a good feeling behind it, and he might not come back from this one. You know how hard it is to get somebody that you dig, that's that is a, you know. Uh, and to an extent, because of what he overcame. Look, I think if you watch my video, I gave him his due for what he overcame, going overseas, all that, and working hard to get what he got. However, that antic the other night, I can't give him that. Oh yeah. Well, it depends on what 20 something we talking about because Tim Duncan came in very mature. I have seen some very mature 20-year-olds. You know. And actually, David Robinson was too with the military. I gave Pat Bev his due because of the fact that he, you know, was a journeyman. Yeah, he's well behaved. I think he is. I think he is. Except for what he said about the women here when he said they look like NBA young blood. That was kind of cold. He ain't gonna win no points with the he ain't gonna win no points with the ladies though. That's for sure. But my point is that you know you just don't do stuff like that. You can't throw the ball at people. You're getting your butt toe up. That's the least thing you can do is do stupid stuff. But I blame it on Doc Rivers. They be doing punk stuff over there. So no, I said that's what Skip Bayless was alluding to. If you watch my video, that's what they trying to make it. So the video was that that's the premise that LeBron may be trying to do. That's what they trying to do. It's starting to make sense in the sense that he's got this podcast, he's an analyst, he teams up with LeBron. And Pat Riley got his whole gig with Chick Hearns, teamed up with Jerry West. You see where I'm going with this? This is the legenda. That's why I'm saying, oh, I didn't mean it in terms of what he's going to accomplish because but that's what they're trying to push. That's what I said in the video. I said what they're trying to do. Because I do sense there is an agenda here involved. Oh, you laugh now. He may firm be y'all coach. I don't know who you is, so just say what's up. That is a heavyweight fight. You knew I'm waiting for that, and I told you I didn't do a video on it because I'm gonna wait till after game one, but I'll definitely get hyped and give you the reactionary video. But as far as I'm concerned, sorry Laker fans, sorry Golden State fans, sorry OKC fans, Maverick fans, them other fans. This here got a chance to be a heavyweight 2 out of 3 straight years. And if it happened, I'd be all for it. I'd be all for it because this is heavyweight. You ain't beat nobody balling. Who did you beat? You want a cookie for that? I'm gonna get you in season trophy for that. Look, if you don't beat the Clippers, you suck. If that mess goes 7 games, you suck. That's a dub. And you still suck because he's got crazy skills. Yeah, I saw it. I seen him do crazy crossovers his whole career. The problem is, can they beat OKC? He always does. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. Tell me something I didn't know. He trying to get to the club. Game 6. You know how Clay's game 6, big game 6 Clay? Well, Harden is big game 6 too, meaning by 6 game 6, he's ready to hit the club. Him and Clay go in 2 different ways if you notice their careers. That's what I'm Paul going fishing. That's his name. Paul go fishing. Shh. PG-13 because he never gets to R-rated. Please. And Kawhi, he stay on IL. Russell, it's done. I mean, Ty Lue done a good job with what he's got to work with. Why they don't feed Zubats more? I mean, they just don't have it. You know, sometimes cats don't. You know, Paul George, Devin Booker are more closer to Vince Carter than they are to Kobe, just so you know. Only work if you got a superstar player. Him and Bam, they need somebody who can score. Again, it only works if you got a superstar player. You got to have somebody. Now, I'm going to tell you this in English because I keep saying all the time for my Heat because I can speak on it. Find a way to get De'Aaron Fox, Wood Butler, and have Zubox, and Bam, and we coming out the East. We running the East. But you got to have a De'Aaron Fox. You got to have a guy like that. If you don't give me a guy like that, you just fishing in water with small fishes. You ain't catching no bait. Thank you very much. Thank you. I agree with him. It's tiring. It hurts the league. And the problem is that somebody like LeBron and the random guys set a bad example. You know, you can't fire every coach because you suck or you want to be a diva. Anthony Davis is mountain pouting, and you finally decide to play a whole year. The bottom line is sometimes you lose to a better team. Sometimes you lose to a better talent. It don't mean that you go fire your coach. He did wonders for a team that was 16 games on the 500 to come in and get the West Conference Finals, losing the first round this year, but against the team that's better. But the problem is that aside from Miami, he's never been in a situation where he had to listen to anybody. Think about that. Because only Pat Riley stood to him and said, look, Spo's going to stay. That's the way it is. No one has talked real talk to him. So they bend over backwards and hold ankles and grin and let him do what he want to do. That's why I had a buddy of mine ask me, said, would you want him back with the Heat? And I said, absolutely not. Because he's a pain in the butt. And y'all can have him. And he might not come back from this one. Oh, I said that too. That's why I've been said that. Sure. Because I know what happened in Miami. He was ringless. And he only went to one finals. Okay. He had one runner up and he got swept. And he had a legit team there too. You remember we had to deal with that J. Will cat that came here the other night, talking all that smack, trying to act like LeBron had a bunch of scrubs on his team when they won 60 plus games. Cat coming here trying to talk that yang the other night. Bring your butt back here and talk that smack. Act like I don't know. Shoot. Got on. But I don't mind. I catch the heat. Oh, you listen, if you speak out against the clutch legenda, oh, you're gonna definitely have people come at you. And I'm ready for it. But you act like I don't know. Act like you don't know. We saw what LeBron did in Cleveland. Should he quit on the team? Well, first of all, I asked Mr. J. Will, any of these slurpers, show me another so-called superstar player that had an owner come out and say, oh, you quit on the team. You suck. What's happening? How you doing now? Glad to see you. Now you show me another situation because I've never seen it. I ain't waste my time with that garbage. She's the great white hype. Good to see you, Tom. That's what they need. They don't have no. First of all, there's no white American basketball player they can slurp. Well, I'll take that back. They slurping JJ Redick right now for as a coach. He's gonna be Mr. Save him, if you believe that. Just burnt. Oh yeah, yeah. You go. Oh yeah. I don't call her a bum because she plays well. I take that back. She can't win no ring. So you tell me what that is. I mean, if you gonna go out and beat everybody and get all these records and get ballyhooed and get anointed as some second coming, and you don't win the chip, I guess you didn't feel like really competing on that level because 2 straight years. So you do have an asterisk for all your hype, and I'm gonna call you out. See, when they want it to be selective, they say, "Oh, you're a good runner-up." But America that I came from, it was only first place or no place. And last I checked, she's got no place. This ain't the church horseshoe race, but that's what she be running. Yeah, you're gonna get called all kinds of names because there is a agenda here. And talking about her is gonna be like talking about Taylor Swift. I expect them to, but I don't get excited about preseason. We're not gonna get excited about preseason. Shoot. Let's be fair. Nobody cares. And then let's be fair. Did they get their butt last year beat for a title? Did they get their butt beat this year for a title? Let's be fair. It took a team effort. Now, regardless of who's the best player on the team, you lost. So regardless if you go or you don't, she's ballyhooed. Everybody defer to her. She didn't win. Yeah, she will go pro. That's true. There is one of them that go there. But let's be fair. They weren't some scrub team that she was the great white hype that she just anointed and she did it by herself. Okay. She sucked in that last finals game. Let's be fair. She did. She was what? 10 out of 28? Think I don't remember. Don Staley, South Carolina team was undefeated. No one talks about that. Gail King coming up asking her how we feel about Caitlin Clark, even though you're undefeated. That's nice. But Caitlin Clark, see how they talk? They don't even talk real. You know? I got no respect for the slurp fest. If you don't win, what is it? Sure. And nobody knows how. It just says Vine with Dana Taurasi. Yeah, she did. And that's all I'm going to remember. The double standards. I mean, if she won one, they slurp her so bad you wouldn't even want to watch TV or be on the internet again. She lost twice. And both times bad, too. So I'm not losing no sleep over her. Thank you. Tom, that's not even a funny comment you made. He won in college. He won in the pros. No comparison. Your argument falls on deaf ears on this one. He won in college. He won in the pro. As a matter of fact, 1982, because I remember the game. Intercepted the pass, Michael Jackson against Georgetown, who was a great team. He hit the game winning shot. Now, how was that a loss in college? Caitlin Clark didn't win in college. There you go. Please fill in the blank again. And anyone on one in the NBA, please fill that in with less hype. So make it make sense. Because it's the great white hype machine, because the agenda to oversaturate her, like they do Taylor Swift, because there is the machine at work. And it's not like they acting like she's the only great college basketball player and they forget that people have seen better. Thank you. Maya Moore was better. And they were black female cosplayers that didn't get the half the shine who would clock Caitlin Clark. There's an agenda. They do this all the time. Probably will. I mean, that's what Dina Taurasi said. Taurasi made it sound like you come up here to D Block. We got something for you. Crack me up. I was cracking up when Taurasi said it like that. Come on to D Block. Crack me up. You know, they make it, they push agenda for real. Crack me up. I'm like, wow, okay. So I got something for you. Come up here. Crack me up. Yeah, because they didn't get, they won. Shoot. Y'all sitting up here treating this a, snowflake cupcake like she's second coming or something. It's different because Bird and Magic saved the NBA. Plus, Larry Bird was that great. And she can still ball. And you can't compare what Larry Bird took an unknown team and 501 loss. He was balling. And you can't really compare nobody to Larry Bird. That's a whole different level right there. Larry earned his legacy. You know. I mean, and they were forever linked. But what they did with Caitlyn and Angel Reese was separate. So yeah. X factor for the Wolves is the bench. They have to figure out a way to attack the Nuggets bench. That's what the Lakers couldn't do. You got to get the bench. You got to keep freshness at them. You got to keep coming at them. Um, the Nuggets, I think Porter and Gordon gonna have to hit hard to attack Gobert and Cat. If they can make the key, the bench is Minnesota to stay fresh. Denver is to pound them because Minnesota's a finesse team. So you have to figure out how to pound them. So that's how I'm looking at it. He be only the key is if he don't get in foul trouble and he doesn't have to really play defense and he can shadow. I think their bench has to come up big. They were lucky against the Lakers because if the Lakers even did anything, like if D'Lo and Reeves, they're better than. Okay, I'm gonna say this real careful. You do have a better guard system than Tobias Harris and Kelly Oubre and Lowry, but barely. Because if you get anything with consistency out of them two guys, if Sears could have gone 7, I'm gonna keep it 100. If Rue, Reeves, and D'Lo came up bigger, not garbage time, not them garbage points. I'm talking about real points. Might have been a different series. Just saying. The Nuggets escaped the bullet, dodged the bullet with that. Because Gabe didn't give you nothing off the bench. I'm just keeping it 100. So the Nuggets got to come up big with the bench. Minnesota has to beat them with the bench. Denver has to hit it. Yeah, he may be the 6th man a year. The Nuggets have to punish them. So that's what they want to do. He is a factor. He's a factor if he can get off and see if he starts popping that thing like he can and he's consistent. If he can average 25 in this series, they win. Going away. I don't see why they won't. I don't see why they won't. Minnesota has no star power. Like Anthony Edwards don't score enough outside yet. That'll come in another year or two. Well, if they do good this year, then it could come sooner. But there's nothing else that Minnesota's got that they're gonna call the whistle on. And Jokic doesn't get no free throws. Not like that. They won't get but so physical because you got to remember we don't play in that kind of era no more. Well, I think that there's going to be some calls for some people. I think that obviously there's still Tatum. You'll get some calls. There'll be some. Well, it happens. If you play long enough, you'll get tossed. I don't care about that. There ain't no news flash for me. What I want is when he's playing in September. That's all I care about. I told you I don't be caring about now. I don't get excited about that now. And some of them umpires got a short fuse, so it all depends on who you dealing with. You know. So That's pretty impressive, though. He's been playing this long, and they just not decided to get him up out of there. But I have to look at the replay. Must have been a real touchy call. Because Aaron Boone gets thrown out all the time. Oh, yeah, they pass rolling over. Yeah. I think that the reason why people watch the NBA is because they want to move on. You know, see, 20 plus years ago when Jordan retired, there was this kind of like who's going to come along. And Shaq had came along and emerged, and and then Kobe was coming, you know, but it took a minute. But they're tired of LeBron, and they're tired of Steph, and tired of Durant too. I mean, people love them, but it's a different day now. There's there is no dominance where somebody's so dominant they stand ahead. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's because you got this sorry excuse called a plan for the NBA, all that garbage. Shit. You're a whack team, 8 to 10 seed. You ain't really a legit team. You ain't got no business being in. I said that already. Tell you that I've been doing videos about that about a couple months ago. I've been said that. I saw the writing on the wall. As a matter of fact, Ted will tell you here's a witness that on my live stream, I said that after the first round, all them cats were gonna be real fresh and fit for the summer Olympic games to get their gold medal. They gonna be real ready. I called it. I called that. I said LeBron 80. If Kawhi can even bother to get healthy, Durant. I've been called that. It's Curry. I said, you're gonna have plenty of time. I saw that coming. Oh, I saw it coming. Only one that's gonna be a little tired is Ant. And Bede's already done. Called it. So called it because I didn't like what I saw with these teams. Y'all see what I mean? They got plenty of time, the X's and O's. They got so much time, the X's and O's, they gonna sleep good. They gonna be all sore on all oh, please. Because the guys are older. And the problem is that the new guard is just doing what these cats are doing. They're younger, and it's not this big changing of the guard as much as it's just that the style didn't really change, but you got old, and that's the hard thing. That's what happened. Cats got old, and it happens. It happens. It's tough to see some of our favorite players get old and gotta go, but they gotta go. Yep, that's what happened. Play long enough, that's what's gonna happen. Yep. Yeah. Well, I don't look at okay, so let me Tatum has been there before, you know. But the thing is that more than ever, so let me use this as an example if I can. It's kind of like with popular music today, when how you look at music. The turnover is bigger. You don't have artists that you're gonna sit around and wait 20 years later. No, he shouldn't be, but they got no choice. Like oh God, who can I pick on? Not Frank Ocean, but Jay Quiz. Jay Quiz, the cat. He can't call himself new king R&B. You know the turnover, like Little Yachty. The flip is so extreme. There's gonna be some cats that make it, but people get flipped so quick. And it's the same thing with this NBA. Cause Who was the man on the team 2 years ago in the NBA? Who was the man? Let me see who you guess. 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, he was the man. Who was the man? And I'm gonna tell you how soon we forget. Let me see if you guess who the man was and the team was just 2 years ago. Who was it? And I'll fill in the blank. If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna see who guesses it. Now, heck no. Nope. That was 3 years ago. Because they were slurping him. If they'd have beaten Milwaukee, they had him top five. They already had his suit and ring figured out to be the top five point guard ever. They're gonna try to move him up to 3 or 4. Nope, wrong answer. I said 2 years ago. Nope. Monte who? Monte who? Come on now, y'all give me some better answers than that. Okay, okay. You give up? Nope. Okay. The answer is Ja Morant, Memphis Grizzlies. It was Ja in Memphis 2 years ago. Now remember, Clay blocked that shot, and you remember Dylan Brooks, and he was the enforcer, and they were coming, and they had defensive special. They were coming. Steven Adams, they were coming. What has happened since? See, I stick to what I see. Ja was the thing. Even John Sally came on Vlad and said, I think Ja's going to take over the league. Thank you. And you know who's right alongside of Ja 2 years ago? You know who's right alongside of him? Somebody else who just recently got knocked out, except he didn't play. His name, Zion Williamson. See, OKC is now Memphis. And Minnesota is New Orleans. So SGA is Ja, Ant-Man is Zion. Yeah, but you said that in the past tense. Was. What's he gonna do? He got a Deshaun Watson situation, in case you don't remember. Suspension, injuries. 2 situations off the court, injuries. And when you think about it, he got knocked out in that first round last year. He come back next year. He's been a wash for the last 2 years. Went to the second round against Golden State 2 years ago. Lost to Golden State. Looked like it was going to be the team of the future on the rise, remember? Clay blocked that shot in game 1. What has happened since? Think about it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You see it was. But I'm making a point. It wasn't that long ago. And my point is, people going to forget if you don't come back and do something. Because if he don't come back and at least get that team to 500 next year, he going to be on a cereal box, on a milk carton. Yeah, they do. Okay, let me see. Let me see. If I'm the Rockets, mm, you could probably get away with a no. He too injury prone and he not consistent. MB wouldn't really work there. You know who would work there? There's 2 cats that come to mind. Either Cat or Sabonis would be perfect for Dallas, style wise. Style wise, it'd be perfect. Because Cat could shoot inside out, and Sabonis with them the way he played for Sacramento. be somebody like that if he was healthy, if he cared. Yeah, Houston don't need no big name. Unless, of course, you could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or something like that, or Moses Malone. They really don't need that. They're going to be fine with what they got because they're going to come out just kind of like OKC in a way. So I agree, Tom, on that. Tom is right on that one. They're not really in need of a big name. He can get alley from anywhere. Shoot, let him get alley from Brunson in New York. See, a guy like Zion, if he was healthy and motivated and he felt like doing something, he could be an instant smash ticket anywhere. It's just that he's inconsistent. He don't take care of himself. That's all. So, they 41 and 41 this year. And to be 500, because no one saw them like that, I told Ted Udoka got the real old Saudi Arabia treatment by the NBA. Let's go send him to Houston. That's kind of like the Kawhi Leonard going to Toronto. Let's go send him to Toronto. And then when they look at the record, then they're like, oh my God, he can coach. Oh, Udoka got sent. You saw what they did because they knew they shouldn't have whiteballed him. But he got the Rocket gig, turn around, made that team legit. Turn around, got some young pieces. Turn around, and I'm gonna tell you something. They making the playoffs next year. They're gonna be in play. They're gonna be a handful. They're gonna be a handful. They're gonna get something in the draft. They'll pick up something. They're gonna be a handful. Yeah, but he's the one who got his hand in the cookie jar and they whiteballed him. And the joke was to send him to Houston. That was like, yeah, you really shouldn't be fired. We're gonna put you in the Jimmy Hoffa witness protection program like the mafia, but we're gonna send you away. We got a place for you. We're gonna get you to Houston. You'll suck. You'll be fired after a year. And then lo and behold, got that team 500 and almost made a playing tournament. So that man can coach. Yeah, Orlando, they could beat Cleveland, even though nobody cares about that series. But I'm gonna tell you something. If I'm Boston, I don't know if I want to play Orlando. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's a 6 game bruise, maybe a 7 game bruising. Them boys, you know. The only problem is that they don't have easy buckets. That's the only thing, and that's why Donovan Mitchell can kind of offset because of the way he plays and scores. But that's a dangerous team. Well, Gobert is because he's playing more loose and he can get on the perimeter and he's doing things. He's not being a one trick pony. They got a versatile team. He's a more seasoned veteran now, so he's coming into his own. But we'll see what happens in this series, though. Yeah, he should be. I'm with time on that one. For all that hype that Turkey done gotten, all them defensive play is because I ain't gonna lie, until this year, a lot of people were sniggling at that trade. They laughed at them for trading everybody for him. So he finally is earning it. But people was clowning that trade because he was known as Rudy Gobert, like he was Bear. Old school, probably Chuck Taylors. Probably my Chucks, if I'm honest. I had the purple fat strings, probably. Just keeping it real. I love me some Chucks, Converse, if I'm honest. They do. They do. If they can get some easy buckets, that can be a series. Only problem is Boston's athleticism and scoring, but that could be a problem series. I don't care. Okay. Of course, I used to have me some Shacks too. I got them at Kmart, and then them raggedy butt things fell apart on me. I remember I hit the court in the '90s. I was so excited because I got them joints two for like 30, and I went and played ball, and a couple of them things fell apart on me. I saw some Charles Barkley's though. Oh, where was it at? It was at I forgot the store. But anyway, I saw them on cheap. They were cool too. Now some Starberries were nice. Stephon shoes were nice. Yeah. But I like my Chuck, dude. I always like Chuck Taylors. I always had the high tops with the purple strings. That was my thing back in the day. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I vaguely remember T Max. I vaguely do. Okay. I'm just gonna go okay. I don't know. I mean, can't really say. You ask me football questions and I'm still in basketball mode. So being real, I mean, God, who would I pick on? I mean, that's a tough. I mean, that's if I'm thinking quarterbacks and can make a case for Mahomes this season, I can talk about Dan Marino season. I mean, that's kind of understand. I'm in more basketball mode right now, so I got to jog back for football. But I'd probably say those two come to mind. He wasn't that memorable his rookie season. That wasn't until '72 that he blew up. His rookie season wasn't that memorable. It was all right, but say compared to like Earl Campbell had a better rookie season. Okay. His was more like third year when Lou Saban came to Buffalo. Marino's is an obvious one. Um, 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 you know, be honest with you, I really don't even like to talk about in rookie season, especially in the NFL, because a lot of cats, if they did it all one year, they weren't really the same as time went on. So I tend to like guys that were a work in progress that built it up. Just being honest about that, because sometimes these cats either hit too quick Because I'll make the case like this, even though it wasn't what I call one of the greatest rookie seasons, but I'll make this the thing. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott had great rookie seasons, but then they fell off by they, especially Ezekiel at the third season. So that's kind of, you know, Mahomes is an exception. Brady wasn't as memorable as a rookie, but he did all right. You know what I mean? So it's kind of touchy with that. Well, Magic Johnson, of course. That's the ultimate one that you want to be. Jordan had a great rookie season. Shaquille had a great rookie season. LeBron. Um, yeah, but it didn't really fit Buffalo, and it wasn't like a turning point there. Yeah. Make a case for Will Chamberlain. Wes Unseld. Brady like OJ. What about Brady like OJ? Do explain that. Two different situations. Two entirely different situations. Tyreek Evans. That's funny. But you're going to explain to Brady like OJ. Got to make that make some sense. I'm waiting for an answer on that one because I don't understand the Brady like OJ. Please explain that one time. I need to understand that one better. I'm stumped on that one. Thank you. Brady won rings and he was more systematic and he did get good, but he wasn't like it wasn't like he emerged through those three rings out of that early part. I'm still not understanding that one. His leadership. Duh. Cause I mean the people wanted to know what was the Patriot way. I mean, he was the part that made that ship go. Cats deferred to him. Well, all you had to do was know that Grunk went where Brady went. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just saying his leadership role. Asante Samuel. Samuel said it was Brady. So there you go. You tell me that he played off the defense. The only quarterback I've ever seen that runs cadences off of what you do. And that's the only time I will compare him to Tim Duncan. You know, Duncan was better at his craft than Peyton was at his, but they got that in common. They beat you at what you did, but you couldn't beat them at what they did. That's what Peyton's greatness was. And you can make the case he might be the greatest regular season quarterback and season quarterback. Make a strong case he's top two or three easily because that man in the regular season was fire. I think his leadership, I think it was underrated because he really did. Once he got better and figured out what he was doing, facilitating, he wasn't my goal one. I thought Brady was better, but Manning in the regular season was special. Postseason, he was ordinary. He was great, but I didn't buy him as the end all be all, though. He never won a Super Bowl that I thought that was distinctive. And to be honest with you, his Super Bowls were pretty ordinary. To be honest with you, Eli has better Super Bowl memories than him, and Eli ain't the half of his brother. So there you go. Yup. They must have been switched. I think it's 5. And again, if we're holding him to regular season, he's top 2 or 3 as far as quarterbacks go ever on that note. But there's a thing called the postseason. There's a thing called January and February. And he, eh, eh. Because Eli's cocky. Eli won, but it was two of the flukiest things I've ever seen. It's almost like it was like hypnotized. Because, well, yeah, because Peyton was better. Eli, do you know there's still some people right now that question if Eli's a Hall of Famer right now? To see, and because he won in New York is the reason why he's a golden boy. I'm just keeping it 100. Yeah. Because he was garbage a lot of times in the season. He almost had that Jameson Winston syndrome, 30 for 30. I mean, he threw a lot of picks, took a lot of bad sacks. A lot of things went his way. So he's not somebody that we sit around and debate is one of the 10 greatest quarterbacks. We don't. We don't. Yeah. Because Peyton was a strategist. And that's right there you go. I wouldn't listen, Bill, because I like Brady more doesn't mean that Peyton was. It is, you can take who you want. And you can, like I said before, Peyton was a strategist, yo. I mean, he looked at you and beat you on the field. He called plays on the line. I have not seen another quarterback do that with his elegance, the way he called out that Omaha, and he beat you. Well, you got to throw Brady in there too. And I take Brady over Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers ain't no mastermind. He got the media fool. His talent is incredible, but his mindset ain't mastering that. He ain't better than no Tom Brady as far as that go. He got better talent. He ain't a better mind. Brady got them both beat. Peyton was ordinary in the postseason. His regular season, yes. Mahomes belongs in both. To me, no. Because I look at him kind of like I look at Jim Plunkett. He got numbers and stuff, but I don't feel he's that good. In the regular season with Peyton, not in the postseason. Postseason, he stinks. He sucked in that Super Bowl against Seattle, and he wasn't that better against Carolina. That was all Von Miller in the defense, okay? I have my homeboy who's a Peyton Manning fan was standing in my living room with a Peyton jersey on, talking about, just don't throw the ball. Because he was washed. He sucked that year when they won. How often did that happen though? How often did that happen? And let's remember they won one Super Bowl for all the hype they had. They were stacked with talent too. Wasn't the most dominant. I'll give you this. He kept you on the edge of your seat, on your heels. However, he wasn't, well, heck no. That dude's a junior whopper Brett Favre, gunslinging specialist, and too inconsistent for my taste. No. He's a frustrating dude. Not for me, he ain't. To me, he's in that second tier group. He's second tier. Oh yeah, let's talk about how many AFC Championship games he went to. Let's talk about the Super Bowl he went to. Now, was he better than Stan Humphries? Yes. But did he get the charges where Stan Humphries did? No. Did he have better talent than Stan Humphries? Yes. So now Phil Rivers is a no for me. Again, when you want to start talking football during basketball season, and I get very upset, but I'll get very knowledgeable on this. He ain't no HOF. He's got some numbers, but his career ain't that memorable. But if the NFL decides to do like the NBA, they might. What's up? Denver, 6 or 7. I think 6. I just think that Jokic is just a little bit gonna be, and Jamal Murray, if he's healthy, I think they're just a better team. But it's gonna be close. If Minnesota did win, I ain't got no problem with it. And for the record, as I told Ted, I wouldn't mind if these two go at it 2 or 3 more years after this year. Because I think they're the two best teams overall in the West until OKC can get that shoot, get that extra score. Yeah. I just think that they got a little bit more going for them. But I think it's heavyweight. This is heavyweight basketball here. This is what I've been missing. This is what I've been missing. I've been longing for a real series. If they played Boston or New York, it'd be interesting. But if they play Boston, because Ant would be compelling. But I don't know about them needing them. I don't think they need them. The NBA would tell you that they need Boston. There's nobody else that they need. There's no need in the West. They want Dallas. That's what they want. They would love, see, they need Dallas and Boston because Luka can be like the foreign Larry Bird, see, against Jason Tatum. Then who would be considered the third best player in the NBA out of Tatum and Luka? That's what they want. But I don't think they want to see Kyrie Irving and Jaylen Brown behind it. So no. Just saying. Well, so it was kind of creepy because I found the story out. Um, yeah. The Prince thing, because it's 40 years since Purple Rain. I remember when Doves Cry came out, etc., etc. He was a very private dude. And so this is cheap, tacky, creepy. His bedroom, and you sitting there and be, I mean, really? I just thought that's kind of hokey. That's just me. It'd be like any music artist or someone who's died, especially. I mean, who would really, who comes and thinks of these things? We're going to capitalize off of this, especially a man that was as private as Prince was. So I kind of look at it with, I don't like the intent. So thanks, T. Yeah, um, this is probably, I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is probably the first time in my lifetime that I seen a changing of the guard while there were still guys that were considered great that weren't completely done, but they, like I remember watching the end of Dr. J and Magic and Bird, and Dr. J was going to go out. Okay. And then I've seen, no, I'm just talking about Dr. J when he got old 87. You had Magic Bird and Jordan was coming in, and you saw that. But you never saw it where this situation occurred where you sat there and you thought, oh, all those old cats is going to get knocked out in the first round and not make it. The new guys are there. So it's like, wow. Now, but let me say something to that, Ted. Let me say this to you. Jordan still had that aura. Okay. Until Shaq took over, he still had that aura. Till Kobe emerged, he still had that aura. There was still this bubble of who's going to be the face. No one talked about Patrick. Okay, let's just keep it 100. Karl Malone was getting past the pool date. Okay, Barkley was done. Elijah was done. But the Jordan aura was still there. They had won that title in 98, didn't come back in 99. And then it was this sense he come because it was kind of like this, whoa, could he come back? And then once the Wizard era didn't turn out that good, then people kind of like, okay, it was the end, and they swung the swan song. This is different. This is something I have not seen, because usually you'll get a great player that retires. So like when Kobe retired in 2016, you had Steph and them emerging, right? Okay. So one great goes out. You ain't never seen the likes of a LeBron, who's a multiple winner, Kawhi Leonard, multiple winner, Kevin Durant, multiple winner, Steph Curry, multiple winner. Okay, that's 4 cats like that. 4. And guys that are still putting up crazy numbers and still can play, they just can't will a team no more. You've never seen it happen in an era where this is different. That didn't make the okay. In the 90s? Oh god, I want to say the 94 Nuggets. I like them a lot. Um the Pacers of the 90s, you can make a strong case for them. You can make a strong case for the Pacers in the 90s. Because Smiths, the Davis boys, and Reggie Miller and all that, and they were on the cusp. Um no, you said 90s NBA players since they never made the playoffs. The Knicks made the playoffs in 94. I'm talking about teams that didn't make it to the finals. That didn't make the finals. I'm mentioning teams that did not make the finals in the 90s that were good in the playoffs but didn't make it. The Nuggets 94, um, Indiana, I can make a case 94, 98. They didn't make the finals. That team was something else. That was you kind of like, wow, they didn't make it. Um they made the finals in 93. These are teams that didn't make the finals. I had one on the top of my tongue too. Let me think. Who else could I pick on that didn't make the finals in the 90s? That was there. That was the 90s. Let's see. No, you said your favorite NBA playoff teams to never make finals. 90s NBA playoff teams. And I'm going by teams that did not make it. I said the Nuggets, 94. I said they didn't make a finals at all in the 90s. The Indiana Pacers never made the finals in the 90s. I'm going by teams that didn't make the finals that I enjoyed watching that didn't make the finals at all. So that's what I'm going by. And I'm trying to think because there was somebody else that came to mind. Who else was it? Um, the Heat at the end of the 90s, because Alonzo and Tim Hardaway. Oh, I don't want to do that. I mean, I want to talk about the teams. Because to me, the teams were consistent. They just didn't have the goods to make it. I don't want I because so uh like the Pacers are probably the best one of the ones that didn't, because the Pacers had 2 multiple years where they didn't. 94, 98, especially in 98. That's probably one of the best teams that didn't make the finals in the 90s. That Pacers team, you know. So, and if they had Ronnie Cycling, they were missing a center. I think a big piece in the glass would have won. That was the difference. But it came down to matchups, and the Bulls beat them with the bench. They stacked pile and they beat them. They looked like they would have been able to beat them that year, but Indiana had a better supporting cast because Indiana gave, yeah. Oh, and you remember Shaq slapped him. Yep, yep, yep. That's what I'm talking about. Teams that did make the finals of nine. It changes. It's hard to call one person to go. It changes with me. Um, there's some days I want to say Magic. Some days I want to say Wilt. Some days I want to say Shaq. Some days I want to say Bird, Jordan. Maybe I want to say Bill Russell. Because it's too hard to call one for me. Kareem. I can make a case for a lot of different guys. It's hard. But LeBron ain't there though, just so you know. Elgin Baylor was a beast. Oscar Robertson called him the GOAT. And you can make a case for Oscar Robertson too if you want to. So it's hard. But we talking about underrated and GOAT too. I wouldn't call Elgin there, but Oscar Robertson did though. Not my GOAT. Great talent, great player. Got some suspect moments in the postseason where I have to deduct. But one of the greatest talent, one of the greatest players ever. He definitely, you know, and I'm in case top 10 ever. He was bad. And the thing about it is there was no 3-point line. There was hand checking. There was a physical bang game. He had drives, rolls. He could spin. He could shoot. He could score. You averaged 27.5 back then without the line, without the flopping, the acting, the 3-point line, the free throws, the other things that they had incorporated to the game. The man is averaging about 30 points a game. Yeah, well, some people look at it like that. He was. I saw him play back in the day. He was a precursor to Dirk and to Durant. There was no 3-point line, and he still was averaging 30 plus points. Tall, long, 7 foot plus. And he would have been a beast today. He should be. Because Adrian Dantley is the only dude I know who was like I always call Kevin McHale the worm in the post. Dantley was a worm on the perimeter. And he's the only guy I know who kind of had his own pace. It wasn't the fastest, but he could get his points and get to the free throw line. He worked you. He wore you out. Yeah, Dumars was tough. He was tough. He was tough. I love Joe D. Play good defense. Joe was one of my favorite players. I just was more of Isaiah was my dude, but I had much respect for I had a lot of respect for Joe Dumars. Oh yeah, the Bad Boys was a way of life. They were definitely a way of now, now, not on that one, Ted. If they'd have had some Arita Sabonis, they probably would have win a ring or two. Duckworth was not that dude. Rest in peace, but he was not that dude. He couldn't really get it done. You know, he was big, but he didn't really empire the game. Yeah, like I said, I like Joe D. No argument there. But no, I can't clap on Duckworth. They missed a center. I think they had a legit center. They win a chip. Especially they could have gotten Arita Sabonis. He could score. He had moments. I'm not gonna go with the best of them, but he was tough. He was tough. He definitely understood his role, and he was a class dude. I don't know if I'm gonna say he could score with the best of them though. I like Joe Dumars. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna say anything. He was a good, very good defensive player. Held his own. But I ain't, I like Mo Cheeks a lot at the time. Liked him at the time. I still remember when he was with the Portland Trailblazers, the coach, and he had to come on and sing the national anthem with that white girl who messed up the words. I'll never forget that. Mo wasn't much of a singer, so it was kind of like the Vin Baker thing, but he got respected for it though. Mo was a class act though. I got much respect for Mo. Yeah, it's on video. You have to look that up because I remember that series, and I think they were down 3-0 or something. No, but the Mo Cheeks did do the sing. Yeah, I couldn't give it for Duck. No. The day they had Arvidas, they win a ring or two. Duck wasn't the answer. That was one of their problems there. That was cold. I don't know if I said like your grandpa, but he got outplayed. That's a fact. Truth is he did get outplayed though. So, you know, he got outplayed. And that was one of their problems. That Drazen was nice. I like Drazen. I like Drazen was cool. Drazen was nice. Drazen was legit. Yeah, he was. No argument there. Oh yeah, I already did a video on that. Well, the problem is that you know what I always told you about don't let a ring get out the window? That was Shannon Sharp. And now you stuck with the three stooges, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Keyshawn, Sherman, and Irvin. Whoa, 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 whoa. And that ain't looking good. And then white folks are looking for their money. And they looking at Skip Bayless side-eyed, cross-eyed, and crazy. You saw my video that I did. And if I had my way, you bring Wiles, Max Kellerman, if you could get Rasheed Wallace on board and have Rachel do my oration. But yeah, you let gold go out. No, not for the show no more. She already done Skip. She too big. She don't need Skip no more. She's over there with that cornball show anyway. She ain't gonna go back. She gets over there with cornball daily with her and Ocho. They comfy and cozy over there. They ain't going nowhere. Now that cornball works because they get rebuked. They can halfway act like they articulating. So I'll give you that. She ain't coming back over to Skip. That ship sailed. That's when she was fresh meat. She ain't come back over there. And she ain't going to the herd either because the herd tried to mac on her too. That's all old. That was part of her apprenticeship. That came and went. That ship sailed 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, yeah. Well, you gotta remember he took over for Marcellus and Whitlock. So what you expect? The one got an African brother to impersonate them two turkeys. So what you expect? Yep. Yep. He messed up big time. Cause Shannon Sharp, everything he touches turns to gold, regardless if you like him or you don't. I mean, the Shay is bananas. Him and Ocho, bananas. Him and Stephen A. and Molly, bananas. I mean, the dude right now is hotter than Hades. He think he is Oprah. He think he's Fro Fropo. That's what I'm gonna call him, Fropo. Yeah, he did. Using that white privilege thing. Don't get it twisted. I watched Marcellus Wiley's interview on Vlad, and it is true. They set up the black athlete to these white dudes to play off of it because it makes the black cop, white cop routine. So it's a setup. But the problem is that a guy like Shannon Sharp, who kind of became, dare I say, like a football version of Charles Barkley, because Charles is the OG of this. Charles and Ernie, remember? But you get the athlete who actually has a charisma and a personality, and he just happens to he happens to, hit the pinata. Wiley shuffles himself against everybody. He tried to he tried to be like Whitlock Jr. Whopper. His butts always was a third wheel on every show he had. Tried to act like he's deeper than he is. He's got like that Terry Crews tap shuffling in him. He ain't buying nothing he gotta say. He over talks and think he's getting deeper because he's got some college degree. I hear him. No one takes him serious. So big time. Big time. And the thing is that they've been giving this turkey forms. Remember Michelle Beadle and Kellerman, and he keeps getting forms, and he always gets fired because he sucks. That's why he always grinning, talking, and cackling loud, and ain't bringing nothing. And see, the thing about it is, he's a third wheel. I mean, he's just like Keyshawn. He's a Keyshawn third wheel. Some cats you look at on these shows, they third wheel. They be by themselves. You know the show's about ready to get canceled. He always tries to be acting like he's deeper than what he is. And the sad part is he played the game, had some knowledge of the game, but Whitlock ran circles around him. Pretty much. Except for this whole thing with Amanda Seals. That might sink his ship a bit. Cause she cray cray. She cray cray. And she starts saying, accusing him of something. They gonna get him for something. He can't make up his mind. He wants to be Kevin Samuels meets Oprah. He wants to be like a little bit of everybody, which can work to an extent, but you got to know the players that you're playing with. You got to know the scene you're in. That's my only knock to him. I would say be very careful because they will flip on you. I miss Kellerman because he was legit. And see, when I got through talking about the old guard and the new guard, he was everything that Skip used to be, except he was actually accurate. But see, they like these shock, they like that crap like Skip, Colin Howard, and Jim Rohn. They like that, and they don't trust them. But they want them. They have them on the show. They use them for laughs and giggles, but then they also use them for ratings because they figure if you talk enough bad about your folks, why not? But they ain't gonna never give you no promotion. That's where these cats get in trouble, thinking you shuffling and somehow you getting over 'em. They ain't gonna give you nothing. That cookie they gonna give you's been sitting there for like 3 months. Your teeth gonna fall out by the time you bite into it. Keep on thinking that you getting over 'em. Mm-mm. But that's the game that goes on, and that's part of the TV network game. That's the hustle. You know. But I miss Kellerman. They got him in the witness protection program, but he's at home collecting bags, so he gonna come out. He know he ran circles around Stephen A. And he'd run circles around Skip, Sherm. Keyshawn was on his show, so you already know. And he runs circles around Mike Irvin too. But you see, it's a different ball game. He knows how it is. But you see, Let me explain something. Will Kane got to move to Fox because he was what he was. Pat McAfee is getting all this love. And JJ Reddick. But Kellerman was actually, you see how this works? Watch it. No, they never get, but they get played like they're going to. They get act like you got Tim Scott up there talking about, yes, sir, Master Trump. Yes, sir, boss. What you need, boss? Yes, sir, yes, sir. And Donald's like, well, not so fast. I don't know if I want you to be my VP. Not so fast. I got a position for you. Yeah, he was. I'm not even gonna argue against that. Yeah, he was. Broke Junior Whopper Paxson. Broke. And like I tell everybody all the time, if it wasn't for Steph Curry, he wouldn't even had a 3-point specialist job. You know good and well when Austin Rivers is coming on dissing you and say, my daddy hooked you up. If Austin Rivers is clowning you, if he's clowning you, Austin Rivers we talking about, then you know. Because Austin Rivers gets a TV gig, but he sure as heck ain't gonna get to host no podcast. They ain't gonna have Austin Rivers having Steph Curry on his show for information. Come on now. Pretty much. But that's true. But like I said, with Tim Scott and them, he was like, nah, we got a position for you. Like Herschel was up there talking. We got something for you. No, you're not gonna be my vice president. You're not gonna be my secretary, but you're gonna get to work in the office. We got a position for you. That's what the bug dancers get. They hooked them up. And I know he was a Duke boy. So, because I'm going to tell you something. The more you ask questions about this stuff, sometimes this stuff seems like it's fixed. They want the white boy to look like he's better than he is, blow him up, and act like he's going to be something. Sometimes you got to kind of wonder about some of these guys, how they get hooked up, because stuff don't add up. I'm just saying. But see, he's a good example. He's like, there's no racism in America. And why they coming after Master Trump like that? Why? And it's always like that one, you know. Oh, he ain't gonna be caught dead out there. His white teeth, he'll say, look, I'm white like you. Watch. I got white teeth. I know. He just, I appreciate you. Thank you. CDP, thank you. I know. But he has to tell that lie, and he got old what's the butt that was running for president. She said that mess too. She talked that trash too, running behind Tim Scott. What's her butt that was running for president, the one that dropped out, and she's Indian, and she up there trying like she white. South Carolina governor. I'm not thinking right now, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's hilarious at how the great lens people go to. They do. And when you're not black and you buck, you get called out too. Because look at Ted Cruz. Mm-hmm. Migo Ted Cruz. That's Mexican. He ain't white, but he walking around like he white. Yep. Thank you. His teeth is white, and he definitely grins because that's all I ever see is teeth. Mm-hmm. And his lady friend look all right and all that, but I almost think she was a renter chick. I don't know. Just saying. I don't know. He tried too hard. Yeah, because what happened when you bucking, when you buckling and shuffling, You got to keep those teeth ready because Master's coming. Yeah, Master, show me teeth. That's the thing we used to always clown. I said, Cat shows me teeth before he starts talking. I already know what's up. I already know. You show me teeth before you talk. I already know what you about. And if you notice, they tend to show teeth before they talk. That's not good. That's not good. Pretty much no. Herschel Walker be grinning. They all grinning. Sage still be grinning. Candace was grinning. Clarence be grinning. Nothing but teeth and gum. All you see is white teeth. You know. It's one thing to smile, it's another when you just show teeth and you ain't saying nothing. But you up there expecting like you gonna get treated and anointed. There's a difference. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we all do. Definitely had them too. Shuffling all the way. Until something comes up, and then when you find out what they really about, then they like, oh, you know. They say, "Are you black?" No, no, that's just the sunburn I got. Okay, I just tan easily. Yep, that happens a whole lot. Oh, Mike Tirico. Oh yeah, oh Mike, Mr. Italian. Oh, Italian Mike. Yeah. Yeah, I remember old Italian Mike. Oh, squeeze the cheeks in the office, Mike Tirico. Guess it worked because he never got busted for it. But that was one bad that I will say in his defense in terms of his talent. That's a bad dude because that Mike Tirico. Yeah. Because that dude did X Games, football, basketball, baseball. He does all of it. And he asked Mike Tirico, said, "What are you?" He said, "Oh, I'm Italian." No. You just tell him, maybe. He doesn't get called out on it because he never blew up. He blew up in terms of the sports world. Like if you're a sports geek and you know him, but no one cares about him in the general consensus. He's got that afro though, but they act like, oh, you know. So they do. But again, cats be calling people names and they just nod to it, take that L. So, oh yeah, Julian, that's what we call them. I call them that. But they're not around no more, so I don't need to really talk about them. All them LA teams is eliminated now, so there's really nothing to talk about there. Unless you a Dodgers fan or an Angels fan, ain't nothing in LA to talk about. That season's over with. Yeah, well, y'all stay losing. It's okay though. It's all right. At least you got that in season trophy. I did you even comment about the mayor of LA? I did that video. That was funny. The mayor of LA said, "Well, at least we got the in season trophy." And they clowned her. They clowned her. Oh, they clowned her on the Laker forum. That was hilarious. They ate her up on X. Talking about at least we got the in season tournament. That's a success. That had me rolling. Oh, I cracked up. Poor woman. She said it though. I cracked up. Hey, that's what y'all got excited about. Y'all did have the champagne and the goggles out. The woman wasn't all crazy. Oh, y'all ain't have no goggles in the locker room. Y'all didn't put that banner up. Put that banner up. Come on now. Hey, y'all said it. They can if they are able to keep fresh legs off the bench. Uh, if the Nuggets come out flat like they did against the Lakers, they're gonna have a problem because Ant's gonna attack. Cat can hit the perimeter. Cat's a strong perimeter shooter. Gobert gets to get comfortable. So they got guys in place that could be a problem if they don't take them, if they take them lightly, which I don't think, and Mike Conley can get cooking. So it's a real mano a mano. They could. I don't think they will, but they could. I wouldn't be shocked. Surprised but not shocked. Yep. Tariq was an octopus. So if they play their if they're able to steal a game and they can, because the key against Denver, you want to finish them off early. You don't want no long series with them because they wear you down. As I was telling in fact, the Lakers had the right blueprint. They just didn't finish the games up. They outplayed them for 5 games, 4-1. But the problem is they wear you down. They wear you down. And if you ain't prepared mentally for them last 4 or 5 minutes, they will catch you. They body snatch you. They know how to make up what I call for the cameras. They know how to finish it up for the cameras real good. So that's why I think they're going to win. Mike Malone is a really good coach, and they tend to get you. But if Minnesota can, attack them boards, and the key with Denver, you want them to shoot quick and play a pace. Because Jokic, you saw what he did to Anthony Davis, started wearing him down, get physical, cut to the hole, drive. You don't want that kind of game with them boys. So. But it should be a great series, though. It's the only series I care about before you guys ask. I will review the other series, which I do on my channel, but it's the only series that I care about because to me, it's the heavyweight series. There is no other series that's even close. Dallas and OKC is going to be entertaining and it's going to be fun. But I don't look at them as a heavyweight. I think they got some compelling parts. And I definitely think that they're I think OKC is not to be taken lightly. Dallas has got more to prove than anybody, if you must know. Because the league wants Luka. They really don't like SGA like that. And they're not that in love with Jokic, but they got him. Uh-huh. He can't cook no Jokic. In what universe? He's not in the same universe as Jokic. Cook him how? If he stands on the perimeter and makes them threes, Jokic gives you a triple double. Jokic is a walking triple double. He can't cook him. Cat's good, like for what he does, but come on now, he can't cook him. And he played against a Phoenix team that didn't guard nothing, so of course he looked like a stud. That ain't gonna happen against Denver. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. Cat's not on Jokic's level. If he was, listen, you a Laker fan, so I'm gonna tell you like this: Anthony Davis more closer to Jokic than Cat will ever be twice today and on Tuesday. But he ain't. However, if you put Cat Gobert and Ant and they do the best that they can and they are what I'm seeing, they become a problem. I'll give you that. But he ain't on no Jokic level. The only player that's on Jokic's level that you can say with a straight face would be Giannis, and if Joel Embiid's playing his best. That's it. You can throw Luka after that. SGA is special too, but as far as guys that play the inside the post, it's Giannis, and Embiid. That's it. Cat's not in that conversation. He sure did. Thank you. Thank you. And it wasn't that long ago. Because I'm gonna tell you, a year or two ago, we thought they was. Do you remember when Patrick Beverly was there and they won that end season? They wanted to play in to get to the playoffs. And he was crying and they had the fake confetti like they had done something because they got to go to the playoffs. Come on now. Wasn't that long ago. Wasn't that long ago. Wasn't that long ago. And Cat was soft, okay? Tender vittle, like fluff sponge cake. Well, yeah, because he can stand on the perimeter and he can score. But let's not act like he wasn't cuddly and Dudley. No Diddy, by the way. No Diddy. He was soft like a piece of tissue. No Diddy. No Diddy. All fragile and tender. No Diddy. No Diddy. Make sure I say no Diddy after I, because no one was taking him serious. So he can score. But yeah, I have to say that no Diddy. No, we're saying no Diddy. It's a play on words. If you don't know what I'm talking about before you start saying stuff about somebody, you better know. We just talked about how Cat's game was, how he was perceived, because they were considered a tender team. That's a fact. Gobert was loud, talking crazy. No one took them seriously till Cat emerged. Now Cat got them. They got some bass in their voice now. They have no bass, So okay. Look, he can play. I don't know about that dude. Oh yeah. And it wasn't that long ago. That wasn't that long ago. Wasn't that long ago. So he done matured and he toughened up a bit. Wasn't that long ago. But the thing is that they got guys that are in position and play, and we'll see. I think this could be a real good series though. And he's a different player than he was. But one long ago he was calling him tender. No Diddy. No Diddy. I'm getting ready to go in just a minute. Jamal's underrated skills, I don't think people realize how strong he is. He's stronger than you think. That dunk on LeBron, that flush, that guy that's that man's strength. They don't realize how strong he is. They don't. He's so underrated. Period. That cat stronger than he leads on. Yeah, but it's almost like a compact 225. I mean, they don't really realize how strong he is though. But again, postseason Jamal is a whole nother beast than the regular season. And it shows. Charles Barkley said, he says they don't win without him. And going as far as and it's true. He's another animal in the postseason. That boy is a beast. So I am a believer. And Jamal's one of my favorite players, period. I don't use it. I'm not gonna go against him. That dude is that good. I saw it a few years ago in the bubble, but it's he's so sneaky with his 25, 30-point games, and he beats you in so many ways. So 2-game winners. That's no small feat. That dude's the real deal. Anyway, I'm gonna call it tonight. Appreciate everybody coming through. We had some good comments. We had some trolls. We had some indifferences. I will be back, God willing, tomorrow. Whatnot. We'll chop it up more. We'll definitely talk about how this game one ended. Appreciate everybody's comments, thoughts. And before I go, yeah. Well, before I go, yeah, but at the time the guy didn't have what he got going on. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They got a good nice squad, but again, some guys don't mature. We were talking about this earlier for whatever different reasons. But they've got the right chemistry now. And it's balancing out. And I'm telling you, this could be a start of a rivalry here. I hope so. Because the NBA needs it. They need the teams to match and matter. And they don't need to be, you know, predictability. Because it seems like it's too much kumbaya and go along, get along. So this is what the NBA needs. All right, I'm going to get on out. Appreciate you. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay blessed. Thanks for everybody that came through. One time. Appreciate you.